Bado goes on one of his usual rants about keeping the place neat and tidy, but Nagi and Chigiri couldn't care less. To ease the tension, Isagi suggests that they all grab a bite to eat. Nagi and Chigiri are too self-centered to see the effort that's being made and decline, but Bado agrees. As they eat in silence, Isagi suspects that Bado is still mad at him for the donkey comment during the match. But Bado speaks up and wants to know what Isagi sees during the game and what kind of football he wants to play. Isagi shares that his weapons are spatial awareness and direct shots, and he's also been working on his off-the-ball movement to position himself better and control the field. Isagi apologizes once again for his impulsive words during the match, but Bado admits that Isagi was right about him on everything, except for the donkey comment. He wasn't mature enough to admit that his way of doing things was wrong, but he has become stronger and wiser since his defeat. Isagi admires Bado's honesty and thanks him, saying that he really likes this version of him. All flustered, Bado asserts that he doesn't, and says that he just wants to know Isagi's way of playing so that he can devour him completely the next time they play. Isagi welcomes the challenge with enthusiasm, promising that he'll evolve faster than Bado. Meanwhile, Nagi is watching a clip of Noel Noah, the world's best striker, and is eager to learn and copy his techniques. Chigiri, acknowledging Noah's prowess, believes that it's possible for Nagi to learn from him. Chigiri confides in Nagi about his injury and that his leg is a ticking bomb, but he has no regrets about continuing to pursue his dream. Isagi ponders the potential of the team and the synergies they can create. He eagerly anticipates facing the best team in Blue Lock and is confident they will emerge victorious. However, upon their return to the break room, Isagi and Bado find the room even messier than before, courtesy of Nagi's first touch practice. Isagi finds this amusing, but Bado has had enough. Meanwhile, Bachida is practicing with Rin and begins to realize that he enjoys playing with Rin more than the other way around. Rin doesn't find Bachida's half-baked ego exciting and knows he can't win against him with his dribbling skills alone. Bachida reflects on his childhood, where he believed that playing football and becoming one with the ball was the most enjoyable thing in the world. However, others didn't share his passion and found it boring to play with him, so he began playing with his imaginary monster friend. On his previous team, the coach prioritized team play, and although Bachida hoped that his teammates would share his enthusiasm for football, no one ever did. He craved someone who could experience the same joy he felt while playing. But as others began to doubt him, he started doubting himself as well. However, everything changed when he received an invitation to Blue Lock and met Isagi, who also has a monster inside him, and shared his passion for football. Bachida believed in Isagi and saw him as the friend he'd always yearned for. He still does, but Rin's words, "You're looking for someone with your dribble," struck Bachida hard, as if Rin had seen right through him. It made him question his fixation on Isagi and consider a different kind of monster, maybe Rin. Rin disregards Bachida's musings as nonsense. As the two leave the practice area, Isagi surprises them, challenging Rin to a match and declaring that he's there to reclaim Bachida. Bachida can't wait to see which of these two monsters can delight him more. As the teams get set for the match, Aryu is taken aback by Chigiri's glamorous hairstyle and compliments him, making it clear that this is Chigiri's matchup. But when Chigiri calls him by his name, Aryu is thrown into a state of shame over how unglamorous it is. Tokimitsu fears that Aryu won't play well like this and nervously asks for a delay of game. Bado, without any authority to do so, denies the request and grows irritated with Tokimitsu's negative attitude towards everything. But when he tries to lift him, he realizes Tokimitsu possesses remarkable strength. Bado will be marking Tokimitsu. Nagi seeks an opponent who excites him and challenges Rin to become even stronger, leaving Isagi to square off against Bachida in a no-holds-barred battle. Bachida attempts to shake Isagi off with his signature ultra-fast scissors dribbling, but Isagi anticipates the move. Bachida sees that he's grown stronger since their last encounter and is more focused on the field than on one-on-one battles. Bachida is determined to get past Isagi, but Bado doubles up on him, forcing him to pass. However, Isagi intercepts the pass with ease, swiftly passing to Nagi. To Nagi's surprise, Rin is fully aware of his first touch skill and positions himself to counter. Nagi passes the ball to Chigiri, who rushes in and scores the first point for Isagi's team. Bachida is pleased to see how well Isagi's team is working together and considers them a worthy opponent. He is determined to win. 35 meters out, scoring a goal from kickoff seems impossible, even for Rin. Bachida dribbles cautiously, keeping a watchful eye on Bado. Just when Isagi thinks Bachida is off guard, he makes a no-look pass to Aryu, who's able to reach the ball almost effortlessly, then passes it to Tokimitsu, who Bado struggles to push, even slightly. With a quick one-touch pass to the middle of the field, Rin is now in shooting range. Nagi tries to stop him, but Rin easily fakes him out. Isagi and Chigiri team up to prevent the inevitable shot, but Rin deceives them as well. Isagi realizes that Rin is a formidable opponent who can create limitless variations of himself and has every skill necessary to execute those variations flawlessly. As Isagi attempts to steal the ball, Rin praises him for improving, but points out that he's still far behind. With a spectacular jumping shot, Rin equalizes the score. The team is at a loss on how to stop Rin, but Isagi has learned from their previous encounter and can now decipher Rin's moves. He knows that he must devour Rin to win the game, but he's unsure of how to do it. Isagi explains how Rin executed his last play by drawing them in during a crucial moment, which is likely his go-to strategy. Chigiri observes that Isagi is the only one who can keep up with Rin's thought process, making Isagi the key to stopping him. Although they're uncertain about their defense, their offense is working well. Chigiri has the ball, and after analyzing the field, Isagi positions himself for a pass. However, Rin anticipates Isagi's off-the-ball movement and intercepts the pass. He possesses the same level of field vision as Isagi, but always seems to be one step ahead. Rin passes the ball to Bachida, who is impressed with Isagi's improvement and decides to showcase his skills by sending the ball flying with vertical spin to Aryu. Chigiri and Nagi both attempt to catch up with the ball, but they're focused on where it will land, while Aryu leaps and heads the ball into the net well before it gets near the ground, bringing the score to 2-1. Isagi initially believed that stopping Rin was the key to winning, but he now realizes that Bachida serves as the team's core, leveraging the strengths of the top three players. Nagi also understands the role Bachida plays in elevating Rin's team, and he's determined to crush them. He's grateful to Mikage for introducing him to football, but playing with Isagi is what serves his commitment to get stronger. They kick off the next round with Chigiri on the ball. Nagi observes the field and notices Isagi's positioning strategy, which involves Bado acting as a decoy and buzzing around Chigiri to create space for Isagi. However, Rin sees through this tactic. Nagi acknowledges that the two prodigies share the same level of vision, and the reason Isagi can't beat Rin might be due to physical limitations. Nagi decides to be the final piece of the puzzle and shake up the game by going beyond expectations and making it more unpredictable. Chigiri passes the ball to Nagi, who immediately lets it go to Isagi, hoping that he'll quickly analyze the field and redraw their strategy. Rin is still able to anticipate Isagi's pass, so Nagi decides to fake a shot to throw Rin off balance and then scores the equalizing goal. Nagi is certain that with Isagi, he can continue to push his limits and become even stronger. This impressive outplay finally ignites Rin's competitive spirit. The white team erupts in cheers after Nagi's exceptional goal. Isagi is thrilled that he can finally compete head-to-head with Rin by using Nagi's skills, but he knows that this alone is not enough. If he truly wants to become the best striker in the world, he must surpass Rin on his own. With the game tied, Isagi begins to strategize on how to replicate their successful performance. He realizes that in order to gain an advantage over Rin, both he and Nagi must improve. If they can achieve a 50-50 chance against Rin, their weapons can work to their advantage. However, Isagi isn't content with just being equal. He must evolve his future vision and anticipate the play before Rin does, giving him the upper hand in the match. Isagi remains unaware that Rin has entered his serious mode, his competitive spirit fueled. Rin takes control of the ball from the kickoff and executes a backspin pass to Tokimitsu, allowing him to beat Bado to the ball. He knocks it back to Rin, who lobs it forward to Aryu, testing his limits in aerial battle. But when Chigiri blocks Aryu's path, he passes the ball back to Rin. Nagi is on him and tries to read Rin's fake, but it turns into a roulette spin around him. Isagi believes he's anticipated Rin's move, but it's the other way around. The ball heads to Bachida, who scores a goal. Rin had manipulated Isagi and everyone else on the field like puppets. In this play, his mastery is on full display, proving that he and Isagi are not on the same level. Rin's playstyle centers around controlling people by manipulating their thoughts, assessing their skills, and pushing them to their full potential to create the future he envisions. Rin is simply incredible, seemingly flawless in every way. Despite this setback, Isagi's team refuses to give up and focuses on unconventional tactics that Rin cannot predict, and something is burning within Bado. Game on. Isagi senses that something unusual is happening. Rin's team has changed their defense, with Bachida now playing anchor. Despite this, Isagi tries to get through by passing to Chigiri. He gets past Aryu, but Rin manages to stop him, and Chigiri passes the ball to Nagi. Isagi manages to get past Bachida to receive a pass from Nagi. However, Rin is there to block his way once again, leaving Isagi bewildered and lost. He knows that he cannot beat Rin in a one-on-one situation. But Bado has been waiting patiently like a hungry lion for an opportunity like this, and steals the ball from Isagi, throwing a wrench in the works of Rin's plans. Bado scores a goal, tying it up at 3-3. Isagi recognizes that Bado's playstyle as the villain of the field is unpredictable and hard to read, making him the key to winning the game. Isagi analyzes the situation and realizes that he himself needs to be someone that Rin cannot control. Bado's unpredictability gives them an edge, but Rin has already assessed Bado's playstyle and is confident that he can prevent it from happening again. The game recommences, and Isagi instructs Chigiri to use his speed to pressure the ball carrier, changing their defensive strategy. Under Chigiri's pressure, Rin passes to Bachida, and Isagi quickly marks him, forcing a 2-on-1 situation with Chigiri. Rin is unguarded, but Isagi anticipates his movements and uses Chigiri to slow down the opponent's decision-making. Despite Bachida managing to barely out-dribble Chigiri, Isagi had already read the play and was waiting for him, with Bado ready to swoop in. Bado feints Tokimitsu with a chop, but Rin reacts just in time to prevent him from continuing and knocks the ball out of play. Rin failed to predict the play, while Isagi maximized Bado's unpredictability, resulting in a fierce competition between two prodigies at an unbelievable level. The field now has two monsters battling it out. Bachida's dream of playing football with monsters is finally coming true, but something is not right. He feels like he's being left behind, or perhaps it's a test? Chigiri hits the ball out of play, and Isagi's team faces another predicament. Everyone's stamina is rapidly draining. As the players become sloppier, the team that catches on to their opponent's mistakes first will have an advantage. From the throw-in, Rin and Tokimitsu pass the ball around and easily get past the defense. Thanks to Tokimitsu's immense strength and stamina, Bado and Chigiri both receive yellow cards for trying to stop him a little too aggressively. Rin has a free kick from his sweet spot, and Isagi has to decide whether to defend against a shot or team up against a possible pass. Rin reads Isagi perfectly and shoots the ball right above his head, not giving him enough time to react and scoring a goal, making it 4-3. Rin reveals that a shot on goal was the only option. Bachida realizes that the two monsters are playing to satisfy their egos and questions what he's playing for, to find a true monster or a friend. He now knows that these reasons aren't going to be enough to keep up. Isagi takes the ball forward, following Bado's charge, who thinks he'll receive a pass if he can get past Tokimitsu. Not gonna happen. Isagi just wanted Tokimitsu tied up with Bado so he doesn't have to think about him. As the other players close in around him, Isagi lobs the ball ahead of Chigiri, depending on his speed to get to it. Isagi sprints diagonally towards the post. Open. Chigiri spots him and fires the ball his way. He gears up to shoot, but Rin suddenly emerges right in front of him. Outwitting his opponent, Isagi dazzles everyone by shooting with his heel, scoring a goal and leveling the game 4-4. Bachida is struggling. He knows he's not operating at Rin and Isagi's level and doesn't know what to do to evolve. The game escalates as Rin rallies his team to give their all. He passes the ball high to Aryu, who faces Nagi. Aryu passes to Bachida, who hesitates. Preoccupied with impressing Rin and Isagi, he can't make a decision. Chigiri takes advantage and knocks the ball away from him. It goes to Bado, who then passes to Isagi. They start exchanging 1-2 passes to break through. Bachida, desperate at the thought of losing and not being picked, remembers his mother's advice to trust his inner voice. Pressuring Isagi, he makes him pass to Chigiri, who then passes to Nagi, who stops the ball with his chest and passes it back to Isagi, who sees his goal. Bachida, in despair, can't bear for the game to end like this before proving himself. Isagi fires a shot to the top right corner, but Rin appears and blocks the shot. The ball goes to Bachida, who starts a counterattack. He now understands that relying on his inner monster is exactly what has been holding him back, and tells it to stay away, wanting to play alone and score himself. He dribbles past Isagi with a nutmeg and does the same with Chigiri and Bado. He lifts the ball and kicks it with his heel, getting past Nagi as well. Saying goodbye to his inner monster, he shoots. But Isagi blocks it. He knows Bachida, saw his evolution taking place, and anticipated that he would try to score alone. The loose ball falls to Rin, who slams it into the net and ends the game. He is not satisfied. Still bent on becoming the best in the world, he invites Isagi to join his team to witness his greatness. Isagi thanks his former teammates, but they are furious and vow to crush him next time, and there will be a next time. Bachida is happy to finally be reunited with Isagi, but is also grateful that he was on his own for a while. It was the only way he was going to progress, and now it's going to be even more fun to play with him again. When Isagi asks Rin why he lost to him, Rin says it was luck. Ego interrupts them and explains how luck works. It isn't as random as most people like to think. Basically, if you perceive and contextualize a situation, you can position yourself in a way that aligns with luck, both good and bad. When Rin saw Isagi catching Bachida off guard, he sped up, expecting a blocked shot, putting himself in the path of luck. In this case, the ball pretty much landing at his feet after the block, and then scoring the game-winning goal. Isagi realizes that the difference between him and Rin is their resolve to accept fate in victory and defeat. Ego informs them that the third selection begins in 24 hours when they will play a 5-on-5 match against a team of international star players, the World Five. Leonardo Luna, a Spanish national player, the English League's top scorer Adam Blake, Pablo Cavazos, an Argentinian national player, Dada Silva, a Brazilian national player, and the French League's 17-year-old superstar, Julian Loki. Later, Isagi joins Rin and tries to imitate his yoga cooldown routine. He then gets personal and asks about whether he gets along with his brother. Rin says that he has an awkward but healthy relationship with Sai that will fix itself if he beats him. He also tells him that he doesn't see him, Isagi, as his rival, and that he will never lose to him again. When Isagi tries to copy Rin's ridiculous one-handed handstand, he can't, and ends up knocking Rin over too. The next day, they face the World Five, who make fun of the Japanese players' physiques. They don't understand English, but Aryu roughly gets that they are being insulted and lets the others know. Rin, however, kinda showing off his skill with English, challenges the World Five, and Luna recognizes him as Sai's brother. The game starts. Isagi kicks off with a pass to Bachida, who faces Kabasus, and manages to get around him. Isagi tries to position himself to inspire Bachida to pass to him, but Loki is all over him. Bachida does pass, beyond Isagi, to Rin, who is ready and scores the first goal, impressing the World 5. Amazed by the glam triangle of Isagi and Bachida's chemistry, plus Rin's devouring of the two of them, Tokimitsu and Aryu want to join in and expand the glam geometry. The game restarts, and the World 5 launches their attack. Isagi faces Loki, who pauses, points out that Isagi is full of weak spots, before he blasts past him, Bachida, then Aryu with ease. Rin tries to stop him, and Loki praises his foresight, then slips past him as well and fires the ball into the goal. The game continues. Bachida passes to Rin, who's focused on Loki, who's right in front of him, and doesn't even see Luna casually step in and take the ball from him. Luna passes to Kabasus. Isagi and Bachida rush in to press him. Kabasus shocks them with a long high pass before they can effectively do anything. Aryu thinks he can get it, but Silva outjumps him and gets the touch. Tokimitsu goes after the loose ball, but is effortlessly knocked aside by Blake. Aryu losing an air battle and Tokimitsu being outmuscled stuns Isagi. Blake then scores a goal, and it's clear to Isagi that the World 5 overpower them in every aspect, making it impossible to win in their current state. But he still finds football amazing and wants to reach that level. The score gets to a 1-4 for the World 5. Rin faces Luna again, who tells him that he likes him. He's the only one who still thinks he can win, but adds that he'll have to discourage him now. A few stepovers and a nutmeg later, he tells him that if he opens his legs that easily, people will think he's a loose guy. Luna then scores the final goal, ending the game with a 5-1 victory. The World 5 tell the Japanese players not to be too depressed. They never stood a chance, and then leave to report back to Ego. Elsewhere, in a meeting, the Japanese Football Committee isn't grasping the efficacy of the Blue Lock program and threatens to shut it down. Ego proposes having a big match to concretely demonstrate what is being accomplished, to justify the program and keep it alive. Later on, the 35 players, the 7 teams of 5 who cleared the second selection, are brought together in the central joint room. Isagi is relieved to see that Nagi, Bado, and Chigiri made it through. Teams 3 through 5 enter, and Isagi notices Nico, who reminds him that he plans to crush him. When the 6th team enters, Nagi realizes that Mikage and Kunigami aren't there, but Isagi is sure they'll be on the last team. However, the last member of the 7th team emerges, and it's not Kunigami. Mikage explains that their team lost, and he was chosen. Shido starts talking smack about Kunigami and reveals that he's the one who sent him home. Isagi tells him to shut up, and Shido responds with a jumping back kick directed at Isagi's head, but Chigiri pulls him down and saves him. Ego intervenes and announces a big match against Japan's U20 team. Winning the game would allow them to join said team and save the Blue Lock project. Isagi knows that football is for strikers, and with his dreams so close to being realized, he refuses to let Blue Lock be shut down.